This DrDisrespect situation is insane, and it honestly just gets crazier and crazier by the hour. There's new findings, there's new people speaking up. It's just unfolding in real time right now, and we are witnessing this completely chaotic situation unravel before us. Now, I want to talk a little bit about it, simply for the fact that I find the situation a little bit fascinating. The fact that how all of this is coming about, how this information is coming up. Obviously, I have talked about this in the past many years ago when DrDisrespect was originally banned in 2020. It was a very mysterious thing, and it almost became kind of like a meme where we were like, wow, 2 years has passed and we still don't know why DrDisrespect was banned. And obviously this went on and on and on for many years until now we're in 2024. And we know the reason why Twitch has banned him now. I want to cover a little bit just some of the facts of the reason why we know this information. So the first is we have this tweet from Cody Connors that posts saying he got banned because he got caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that be could read in plain text, case closed, gang. Now, this is someone that formerly worked for Twitch. So this was really what kicked everything off. As soon as Cody Connors said this, this is where this exploded. You can see 44,000 likes, and even DrDisrespect mentions it in his most recent live stream where he actually like addresses all of these allegations. So after he posted that, everyone on the internet was like, DrDisrespect is canceled. He literally got banned. His mysterious ban was because he was messaging a minor or sexting a minor, according to Cody Connors' tweet there. Now, DrDisrespect actually posts a tweet himself where he kind of incriminates himself quite a bit. And he says this right here, the Twitch ban. Everyone saw this, but he weirdly deleted this for some reason. Hello, I'd like to make a quick statement. Let's cut the bullshit. As you know, there's no filter with me. I've always been up in front and real with you guys on anything that I can be up in front about, and I'm always willing to accept responsibility, which is why I'm here now. All right, first and foremost, I do want to apologize. So an apology, so he's admitting guilt. He's admitting wrongdoing with an apology, right? To everyone in the community, as well as those close to me, my team, and everyone at Midnight Society Game Studio. So Midnight Society is the game that he decided to launch. And then we have a lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society and I, and we made the painful decision collectively to have me step down. Our team is full of incredibly talented and good people that have high career ambitions and families, and I never want to jeopardize the culture that we have carefully crafted. So he has to step down from his company because all of the bad PR is obviously going to make no one want to support his game and make everyone want to leave, considering the situation that has been revealed. At least at the time, that was what we thought the situation was. I mean, we'll get into some of these details here in a moment. He then goes on to say, everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but for reasons outside of my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years. Now that 2 former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can now tell you the side of my story regarding the ban. So here we go. Were the Twitch Whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. So he says in 2017, he's messaging a minor using Twitch Whispers. The answer is yes. So he's clearly confirming this Cody Connors' original message here to some degree, not entirely, but to some degree. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. So he's commenting on the intentions, which obviously, you know, the messages can be read one way or the other. We don't know what those messages are. Those messages will probably be revealed to us at some point in time here. But considering all that has happened, the fact that it's been leaked or revealed years later what happened, I feel like the messages are going to come up pretty soon, whether DrDisrespect releases them himself or whether a former Twitch employee releases them or whether some hackers get a hold of it. I feel like this is going to come up at some point in time. These were casual mutual conversations that sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. So he even admits that they were mutual, but like he's saying that they're inappropriate. So like even if they're mutual, if it's with a minor and you're being inappropriate as a 30-something-year-old man, that's obviously not very good on you. And then we have nothing illegal happened, no pictures were shared, no crimes committed. I never even met the individual. So he's commenting on anything illegal. Obviously the pictures being shared would be even worse of the situation. Obviously there's a scaling degree of how terrible the situation can be, right? And so he's basically trying to downplay this a little bit and clarify some of the things that people were accusing him of, right? A lot of people are calling him, they're saying PDF file, right? That's why everyone's saying that, because if you say the real world, you get the real word, you get demonetized. So we have, I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute with Twitch, and that case was resolved by a settlement Let me be clear, it was not a criminal case against me and no criminal charges have ever been brought against me. So this was his statement. It was edited a few times. And then it was just a few days ago, like deleted randomly, almost like people would forget it, but it had been seen like 12 million times or something like that. It was like absurd. Like everyone already saw this. Everyone already know what you said in the statement. And you kind of admitted a lot of guilt in the statement. I mean, you can try to take it back a little bit if you want. That's kind of what it seemed like he was doing on his stream a little bit. I mean, I could be reading into this a little bit, but feel free to, you know, watch his stream if you want as well. But we're going to summarize a little bit here. He says that obviously due to the lawsuit, no one was allowed to speak about the situation. And when you can't speak about the situation, he doesn't want to speak about the situation. He doesn't want to come forward and talk about what happened, obviously. He really wants the other party to not speak of the situation. And then he calls out Cody Connors in his actual live stream. And then he defines it as he wasn't sexting. It was just his inappropriate messages as he describes it. So, and the way he's trying to phrase this is basically sexting, it would have been like a crime. And when this whole thing went to their like court meeting and all of that, it would have been determined that it would have been a crime and he would have had criminal charges against him. But there were no criminal charges brought against him at all. So he's saying that by definition, it wasn't sexting. And by his own definition, by his own very own words, it was inappropriate messages. So that's what he said it was. I mean, clearly there's a very thin line between inappropriate messages and sexting. And that's where he's trying to really play heavily on that. He says the user was over the legal age of consent at the time, which is actually a really interesting point. In the United States of America, we have a different age of consent per which state you're in. There's 50 states, obviously. Some of the states are age 16, some of the states are age 17, and then some of the states are age 18. And so based on what state the minor was in, technically they could be legally over the age of consent, which was the reason why DrDisrespect would have not gotten in any like legal trouble, I would assume, due to the conversation and the nature of these messages being inappropriate according to his definition. And the last part, he says he never intended to meet the user and that they never made plans to ever meet. And then we also have now multiple people saying that that's not true. They're coming forward on Twitter. Former journalists, former Twitch employees, journalists, people are coming forward saying that, you know, DrDisrespect is trying to downplay the situation. He's trying to rephrase everything, and it's definitely not the case. And so now we're left with basically just one resolution with all of this. Obviously, DrDisrespect has admitted to it to some degree. You know, he's been messaging a minor using Twitch whispers. To what extent did these messages go into the inappropriate range? Like, what does that mean? You know, was it just some funny, quirky jokes, which is still weird and wrong, but what was it exactly? You know, I think that these messages are really going to dictate what happened here. And he's obviously claiming that he never intended to meet with this individual at TwitchCon, but several different sources say that the whispers directly referenced them meeting at TwitchCon. So the meeting just never happened for whatever reason. I don't know exactly why the meeting never happened. Obviously, it's a great thing that it didn't, considering all that has come from this. And this is just a crazy situation. As soon as we actually get the messages, I think we'll be able to really sort of see exactly the extent by which what has happened. It obviously does not look very good for DrDisrespect. No one could really support this type of behavior. Let's be honest. Like, if you're supporting this, I know that there's a lot of people that are big fans of his. You know, myself personally, I've always thought his content was very creative and interesting, and it's hard to, you know, suddenly flip that and think of him as being such a terrible, awful guy. But given the situation, given what has happened, given what's been admitted here, we cannot help but think that, like, this is not a good thing, right? This is definitely not. He's done something. If he hasn't done something technically illegal to have criminal charges put against him, right? He's at least done something extremely immoral, right? I think we could all agree on that. But let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. There will be more revelations very soon here. Considering all of the eyes and all of the attention that's been put on this, this is definitely not the last we've heard of this. And DrDisrespect himself said that he would even say more about the situation if he had to. And it seems like it's kind of leaning that way. So we'll see what he ends up trying to put forward. We'll see if we actually see these messages. At this point, I don't even know that it really matters much, but it obviously would help highlight really just how bad these messages got and just how inappropriate, what his definition of inappropriate messages is. But anyways, that's a wrap on this one. Make sure to subscribe, smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.